Okay, welcome to the episode on synthesizers. This is the last episode where we're actually going to need the keyboard and do any inputting. After this, it's just editing and adding different things to make the track sound nice and polished. These are the last parts that we're actually going to replace. We've got 3 synth parts, but one of them has so little on it, we're not even going to bother about it. The actual synthesizer part, we're just going to leave it as it is. However, very important is the synth keys part, this one. Okay, that is playing something very similar to the guitar tracks and that we've already programmed. And the guitar and the synth combine really nicely together to create this this texture, which we get at the beginning of each side. So we're going to do that first. Now, this is going to be a 2-layer track. So I'm going to go New Track, Software Instrument. And I've already identified a suitable sound for this. And it should be a sound that you have installed. The sound I'm going to use is Dream Dancer. So I'm searching in the search bar at the top of the library. If the library doesn't come up, then you can just press Y and it will come up. And we're going to select Dream Dancer. Now we're going to want 2 of those. So again, I'm going to right click on it, New Track with duplicate settings. You don't have to do that. You can go and just add a fresh track and then find it in the library again if you wish. But this will make life easier. Turn them both on so that we can hear them. Okay, now the first layer that we're going to record is really straightforward. Let me make sure I'm on the right sounds. There we go. So I'm on green up, 1 up. Okay, and it's actually the same notes as we recorded for the guitar track. So we're going to go A, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, F sharp, G sharp. Okay, and we're just going to record that as a loop. As we have done already. So here we go, nice and straightforward. Okay, nice and simple. Open the editor, select all the notes there, quantize them, okay, and then drag it out as we have before for a loop and 1 note. Copy it. Put it into bar 13. Find the next stop, which I think is there. Put it back in again. And this goes for pretty much the entire song. How are we doing in terms of other tracks? That'll do, I think. We'll go up to there. Let's check that. Check the ends, rather. That works. Oh, that's interesting. I've never noticed that before. When it comes in at 21, it's got an extra note. Okay, we might make this a 3-layer track. Let's do what I was going to do first of all, but this seems to be... Actually, I think we do need that last note, don't we? Yep, we do. Okay, so there's our first layer. Nice and simple, just making sure we've got the gaps in there. If it did play through the gaps, it wouldn't be a disaster, but at the same time, attention to detail, we're always looking for that distinction criterion. Okay, so for most of this, at least at the opening, it's just 2 extra notes that pop in, just adding a little bit of harmony, and they're not here either. Sorry, they are here, there's no extras here. So we can do that there, but then at 21... Yep, I'm hearing an extra part, so I'll work that out in a second. I'll do that live on camera with you. So there we go. So the extra notes that we need are a B and an E, I believe. Let me just double check I've got that right. Yes, okay, so a B and an E. And we only need to record 1. It's a question of getting them in the right place. This might take you a little bit of practice if you're not a confident keyboard player. So we're going to do this. Okay, so they happen on the third note of the first layer and the last note of the first layer. It's just a B and an E. I'm going to quantize them into place and loop them out in the same way that we have done previously. There we go. So the original version sounded like this. Our version sounds like this. It's got delay on it already. Dream Dancer has it on by default. Okay, not an exact match, but it's got a nice feel for it, so we'll go with it. Right, let me work out this third layer. I have a feeling we've used that one before. Okay, so it's a harmony part. It's very familiar to me. So C sharp, B, E, A, B. That's the loop that we're going to put in. So why not? Let's we haven't labeled these actually. Let's go Dream Dancer main part, Dream Dancer descant notes, and then let's do new track with duplicate settings. And let's say descant part, harmony part. Let's put, so we don't use descant twice. Okay, and very simple as before. Let's just record that now. Oh, sorry, it doesn't start at the beginning. It starts at bar 21. Okay, so again, just recorded one pattern of it. Quantize it before you loop it. And then that should give us what we want. Yep, I'm really happy with that. That works nicely. Okay, so only one job left to do here, and that is take out the original part. And we're done. So what do we need to do? Take a screenshot, of course. Oh, hello. Still got my editing software for the last video open. So let's duplicate these. It's going to be screenshot 17. This is me recording the synth tracks. There are 3 layers for this. These layers, full stop. These layers are all very similar to each other and what has gone before. I used the Dream Dancer patch from the library. Put the shortcut key in, which is Y, as this is a good match for the original sound and also includes delay, which we used above. Let's see what delay is. Delay is when notes are automatically repeated at a set interval from the original note, which creates a kind of echo effect and adds to the ambience of the track. Oops, tracks, all tracks, doesn't really matter. There we go. Okay, so we've got one last part to do, and that is the bass synth parts. Okay, now the bass synth part starts at 13 and does this. Okay, now that has got it's got some effect added onto it and that kind of thing to again add some delay and that kind of thing. But it is basically the pattern that we've already done several times. So I'm going to add a new track. Let's put it in a weird place again. Bass synth. There we go. It's the pattern that starts on an F sharp. I need to solo it. Oh, hello. So, oh, didn't actually change the instrument. Oh, that's because I didn't tell you about the instrument. I've already found one. The one I'm going to use is called Bass Keys, which hopefully you've got installed on your machine. If you haven't, you'll need to find a suitable one. That sounds like this. Okay, we're too high, so I'm actually going to go to green down, one down. And with the smart controls open, which remember is B if you're not sure, there you can change the setting further on this sound. You can change it to Dreamy, and Dreamy works quite well. That's quite a good match for this. Okay, let's turn the delay and reverb right up actually, see what happens. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, so it's this pattern again, which is the E. Sorry, it's not E. F sharp, E, A, D, D, E. And again, we only need to record one. Here we go. Okay, so we open the editor, quantize that as we have all of our other tracks, loop it out until we get to the end of the original, copy it, put it back into 21. And we're probably going to want some more sound on that, some more volume. Maybe not. Might want to turn it up later. We'll do that when we get to balancing. And that's it. That is all of the parts added in. Of course, we need to take out the original bass synth. And that gives us a pretty comprehensive sequencing project. Lots of different examples of different types of technique, lots of input methods, lots of copying and pasting, a little bit of effect work. We've got some automation going on in there, pencil tool. And what a bit more of that synth, I think. Yeah, more than that, in fact. Okay, I'm going to set them back to 0, and I'm going to do the balancing video on this. Rather than starting to mess around with it now. So there we go. So when we get to the balancing video, I will make this sound a little bit more like the original. At the moment we've got too much guitar and not enough synth, which is why it sounds a little bit bizarre, but we can fix that later. And that's all part of your project as well. So before we get to that point, our next video will be on stereo field, then we'll have one on effect, and then we'll finish off with one on balance. But in terms of inputting, we are done. Did I screenshot the bass part? No, I didn't. Very important. It'd be a shame to miss out on some free evidence, wouldn't it? Duplicate. Screenshot 18. Here I have replaced the bass synth part. Again, I searched in the library until I found a sound that matches. I also adjusted the parameters in the smart controls to get the best match possible, which in this case was increasing the reverb, whoops, and delay. And that is our inputting finished. See you in the next episode for stereo field.